Hello, it's Hilary, and I am here in my studio in Los Angeles, and it is Wednesday, and as I've been doing through all of this Corona thing, I'm going to go over for Teacher Space an exercise that someone asked me about, which is, hi Melissa, the Wunda Chair Push-Up. So this is one of those exercises that probably people might leave out for some clients, but we can show how to build it. And also I think it's one of those that you can gear your whole session to preparing the client for this move and this be all end all. It's just like on the mat, the whole ending of the push-ups. Everything's connected, everything's ready for it. So it's the same with the Wunda chair. If you think of things to build up to this one, you've got some of the mat work, you've got the connections of the arms, the reach of the legs, you've got jackknife, you've got all these things to really kind of get those arms going. And on the reformer, you've got your kneeling arms, you've got your long stretch, which is very important for this one because it's really kind of like your long stretch in terms of keeping the legs reaching, working from all front to back, arms, legs. The one thing also this one is is to kind of see if maybe eventually handstand here is going to happen, or maybe on the ladder barrel, which one is my favorite things ever, is the handstand on the ladder barrel. There's a fear factor, but it's great. So this is kind of a tool that can see, hey, do they have that trust in their arms? Do they have that strength? Do they have that capability that maybe eventually we can move on to the handstand here, or then to the handstand on the ladder barrel? So it's kind of like those great moments in the workout where you're like, we're gonna gear up for this at the end and we're gonna see what happens. So the push-up on the Wunda chair. You also have the one-arm push-ups, the one on the ground, on the chair, which also give you an idea. They've got more support for their arms, more support with the spring in that regard. The other thing I wanted to talk about is it's a lot like the leg pull front, leg pull back. One good rule of thumb, though, for this one is if they can't do a push-up on the ground, then they're not going to be doing it with their feet on a spring, right? So I'm going to go ahead and turn you guys a little bit so you can see the whole angle there of the chair. Okay, so I have the Grotz chair. I have it on 2 low springs for me. I do know with clients that are taller than me, I've moved it to 2 middle, so just kind of play with it. You want whatever your spring setting is for the push-up, you want enough support that they're able to engage the whole front back line, but not so much that it's this struggle, because it's not really about bringing the pedal down, although in handstand it is, which maybe we'll do that next week. Y'all let me know. So anyway, I've got the 2 middle springs here. So there's a kind of fear factor for people here in terms of the setup. So if that's the way I'm gonna do it, if that's a fear factor, then just have them start on the knees and place their feet there. That's fine. But I like to do the traditional, just kind of the whole version, to see if maybe later that handstand will come into effect for them in terms of that fear factor, or maybe just to get them to kind of be in a position, and then if they're not comfortable there, we don't move on. So the best way to do this, and I'll lead you through, is just to stand in front of your chair, and just like in mat, you can bring your arms up towards the sky, and we're just gonna roll down to find the floor, and then you wanna look between your legs. Hold on, I've got my necklace in the way there, so that you can see the pedal. So here kind of comes our handstand, because I'm gonna place my feet on the pedal, and then you're just gonna walk yourself out to your push-up position, and hopefully this is a good position for me. Now from here, I'm gonna think of long stretch on the reformer, and I'm gonna kind of just pull my chest through my arms, bending down, and then pushing the floor away. My heels are connected, and I'm pulling the pedal with me as I go. So I'm not like doing it this way. It's just some lovely feedback that I can feel my whole front line going, oh yeah, that's what needs to be happening. And then you can walk it back and step it off. So if maybe that's a little scary for them, right? That's frightening. Then maybe just having them start placing their feet, and then you can adjust them as they need, and they can move from there as well. That's always an option. But with going through that whole version there, you kind of see, is there this fear factor of being up on their arms? Because essentially, that's a lot of upper body and trust that their arms are going to hold them there. Another thing you kind of want to think about is maybe just going to that one part. So maybe just having them roll up, find the floor, let them place their hands where they want and feel comfortable to place their feet up. So maybe they're out further, and that's okay. And maybe just finding the kind of hold and feel comfortable, and then coming back down instead of like going into the full. So you can build it up for them. So that is one of my favorite ever, because I love the whole handstand and the arm stuff. But play with it when you have chance and when you have a Wunda chair and see what you think. Next week we might take it a little further and go into the full handstand here, which again, you can build it. I have a teacher that does virtual sessions with me. Actually, she's been doing them since before virtual sessions became the only way. And we just have her hold a position without even moving the pedal yet. So we'll kind of go through that. But anyway, that is it. Hi, Joel. Push up on the Wunda chair, but make sure before you throw them into that, they can do it on the floor, you know, without anything moving or this uncertainty of their feet being on spring. Another thing is the long stretch on the reformer, because it's again that moving thing and they're having to hold their body. It's a more support. So you just kind of will build it for them. But it's one of those fun things where I tell them in the beginning, hey, you know, this is where we're heading today. We're going to end on the Wunda chair. We're going to end with our push-ups, so that they know as they go through things, okay, that's where we're going. That's what we're going to do, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, that is it for Teacher Space today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you do try it, let me know how it goes. Okay, bye guys, enjoy your week.